for cultural pluralism, for economic development, and that discussion will certainly go on. I would like to add my views on what an effective coordination of spectrum policy can achieve and what the radio spectrum policy programme can contribute to achieving this. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not easy to detect a clear consensus on the exact way forward on spectrum policy. But I do have the feeling, Mr. Chair, that we all agree, firstly, that efficient spectrum management is a key element in tackling key social and economic challenges, and furthermore, that Europe has an important role to play in achieving that. And it's not a matter that time is our friend in this dossier. We are in a hurry, for the rest of the world is not sleeping, so to say. The challenges we are facing are huge, and we can't shy away from that. We have to adopt a clear and strong policy line to take full advantage of current and, by the way, future technological developments in order to make the best use of spectrum for the benefit of the European citizens and business. If you allow me to share a couple of my thoughts, including principles, I want to apply from this point forward. We are not talking about coffee money. Our decisions, so the decisions you and us will take, are affecting 250 billion euros of activity annually. So it can be of big importance. And spectrum, what was already said, is a scarce resource. It is limited not only by physical capacity, but also by inefficient management of the needs of a rapidly changing set of markets for electronic communication services and other applications. Last night, when a couple of us had the bite, one of the members of parliament was just explaining that in the list of water, in the list of fresh air, in the list of space, this is an issue that is so important to add to that list. And at the heart of those inefficiencies is fragmentation. Fragmentation is death when it comes to spectrum management, for then we are losing the game. It kills innovation, it stops the development of cross-border services and a true internal market. And it creates an entitlement mentality amongst those lucky enough to have or to obtain spectrum access. And that isn't fair if we should allow that. So I remind you that no change is not one of our options. Anyhow, I will be clear like crystal, I'm not joining that party where that is defended. Competition for spectrum and the benefits of competition for consumers are facts that cannot be wished away. And of course, you and I are aware that not all spectrum problems could be solved or need to be tackled at European level. Europe has to intervene where it can bring real added value, be it to allow the proper functioning of the internal market, a single digital market, so to say, means that you also tackle this problem, or to achieve other treaty objectives, both within the EU and in relations with third countries. Mr. Chair, it's equally important to stress that the intensity of European intervention should be proportionate to the issue at stake. And it should vary in different situations, going from harmonization measures in certain cases to simple coordination or technical support in others. But it is clear that Europe has an important role to play in the field, as neither spectrum nor the services and devices that rely on it stop at national borders. This is so clear that we even don't need to explain to each other. And we should assume nothing beyond the need to maximize the social, the economic and environmental value that spectrum can be used to generate. And my first principle is that spectrum is a public good. It was mentioned by Harvard. It is a public good, not an entitlement or private plaything. My second principle, and I was already touching upon it, that flexibility aids efficiency. And as you may have guessed, I'm determined to inject economic and social sensibilities into this debate. I love that to add it, but there is no other way for me to do and to follow this debate. Spectrum management is shaped by the laws of physics, but I will not allow technical and legal arguments to have more influence than they deserve. They are there, we need them, but not more than they deserve. And as a part of a core belief in the European level playing field, I'm keen to avoid newer and better technologies being at a disadvantage simply because they came later. That's not the way we should deal with it. And we have adopted technological and service neutrality as the relevant principle in our revised telecoms rules. And you were involved in that process. And that means that we have to end the practice of forcing new technologies to share tiny slices of the spectrum. That is not sustainable, especially when other parts of the spectrum are being used inefficiently. Then it is just mad, so to say. And at the same time, we should not throw